I would say the game went about how we expected it tonight. They're a solid defensive team. We were up by 2 at the half, and even though both teams had foul trouble, you know, we look back quickly and say the start of the third quarter, where we just scoring 10 points in that third quarter didn't allow us to hold enough ground to walk away with that win. We shot it at a good percentage. Just defensively, we go back to they scored 20 points off of second chance points, 20 points off of rebound or turnovers, so that's 40 points right there of their 68. So a lot of good things that we can take away and learn from. If that's the first place team in the league right now, you know, we're right there. We just need to be tougher in some of the tougher moments that we saw tonight.
Yeah.
Kristen and Delaney, yeah, thanks for your time. I think I want to ask about that third quarter. You know, neither team shot well. Not a stellar maybe offensive performance there from either team. But what happened with your shooting in that quarter? How much was you guys missing shots? What was did their defense change on you guys? What can you give me a little step back on that third quarter?
Yeah, I don't think their defense changed. We missed some easy shots. They're doubling our post players, so I think there are some reads that we can, you know, do a little bit better job of next time. And we prepped for all of that stuff. I mean, Eastern's good. They lead the league defensively. You know, at some point, I guess it was like 43 points a game. This is in conference only, not like overall. I think it's 55 overall. So it was going to be an ugly, scrappy game. Like, it wasn't going to be a pretty game from both sides of it. But, yeah, I just think we didn't score enough. We had plenty of opportunities and looks. But I just thought, you know, we talk about ball speed and how quickly we turn the ball side to side. You know, we didn't find each other like we needed to.
Delaney, do you have an observation there? And since you were on the court, you know, playing it, what was it like out there in that third quarter?
I mean, just kind of like Coach said, their defense did change. I think we kind of started off a little flat in the third quarter, and that didn't help us. And I think that we just kind of dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, and we just needed to knock down shots that kind of were falling earlier, but that's not, you know, those shots usually, they were falling earlier, so we just got to keep shooting through it.
Questions?
Coach, can I ask what your strategy was in the last minute by not fouling more? Because usually when I see a game on TV, they foul. It seems like they foul all the time in the last minute when they're down by a few points.
We had fouls to give, so that's what was going on. We had to give our fouls first. What do we have? 3 fouls, I think, that we had to give late before we even like put them on the free throw line. So yeah, I mean, we were first trying to go for a steal, a trap and a steal first. And yes, you could see late that we were fouling, but there was like 34 seconds going off the clock, so not quick enough, as quick as it needed to be.
What are some highlights you want to take from this game and bring it to your next one?
Highlights? I mean, I think just one is the way we started and kind of and I go from the offensive end because I think, you know, it took them a while to get in a flow and in a rhythm. You know, we have a couple people that are half injured right now, so I think, you know, I'm excited for the next time we play them. Hopefully we'll have everybody back. But I think highlights just meaning these are big moments. So we have Delaynie, we have Hannah that are veteran, and a lot of sophomores around them. You know, so we start a freshman, we start 2 sophomores. Seneca, actually, Hackley is a sophomore. So freshman, 2 sophomores, and then the 2 old ladies on our team. Then our bench is all sophomores too. So they are all juniors, seniors, and grad students. So really good for us. And we talked about it in the locker room at the halftime of making sure that we, you know, take out emotion and keep poise, because you could see a little bit of we missed something easy and we wanted it. Well, there's still 25 minutes left in the game or whatever it might be. So keeping that poise of, is it a big game? Well, let's not make it bigger than what it is. This is a conference game. And it was only our 6th conference game. We still have a lot of conference games to go. But with a younger team, we could see, as coaches, that we were playing with a little bit too much emotion. We had to think more tactically and strategically out there.
Questions?
In physical games like this one with lots of turnovers and free throws on both sides, what is your message to the players to kind of keep momentum going forward? With
the physicality of the game, yeah, I mean, we want to be physical too, and I think the game is physical. Now, obviously, the officials are there to help control some of that, but I don't think, I thought where they got us is really on the rebounding side. That was the physicality side. We got in foul trouble early with a couple of our key guards, so we pulled them out. Like Seneca Hackley got in her 2 fouls like pretty quickly, and she's one of our big defenders. I mean, especially on-ball defenders there. So there is no tactic outside of like you have to match that physicality. You have to be strong with the ball, and that's to us how the game is played anyway. So some teams are. I wouldn't say. Maybe Delaynie can answer because I wasn't out there. It wasn't. There's some teams that are physical. They're underneath you the whole entire night. They did that to a few of our players. So some players they weren't guarding. A few like Hannah, who didn't even get a 3 off tonight. I mean, they chased her all night long and face guarded her. So your scoring ability kind of dictates some of that too.
So with Aaliyah Alexander being one of the best players on their team, what was your game plan going into it to contain her throughout the whole game? Because her season average is 46.3, and you guys made sure to drop it to 10% below tonight, 33%. So what was the game plan then to contain Alexander?
Do you want me to keep talking?
If you want.
It's not just her. What makes their team good is they're all solid. And even though she's the leading scorer, and give her a lot of credit because we think she's a really good player, she can shoot the 3, mid-range, get to the rim, so you have to guard her everywhere. She likes to post up, she's kind of a strong little stout guard. Our goal was just not to give her open looks and just be there as much as we could and deny out. But they also have, a lot. If you look at their scoring, 17, 13, 16, 9, 4, they have enough people that it's not just her, but they allow her to play her role really well. But our goal was to not let her get a lot of open looks. She still scored, it looks like, 13 points against us. She went 5 of 15. So that's not as, she took a lot of shots to get those 13 points too. So I guess that could credit our defense a little bit.
You mentioned Hannah not getting a 3 off, and I didn't notice that until now. And then playing with the fouls. How key were those two numbers on the sheet here, Kristen? Has to be huge, huh?
We thought the first shot of the game was a 3 actually,
Yep.
but it wasn't. I guess
Yep.
apparently her toe was
I
on the
did
line.
too. Yep.
So when somebody's running her off the 3-point line like they were, the challenge is now can she be kind of a playmaker a little bit more and find her teammates. And so that was some of what we communicated with her kind of throughout the game is reading, because they just chased her everywhere. And so we have to help her. We're trying to screen for her, help her get looks. And then fouling, yes, that was a big deal. And we had her and Seneca and I think one other person where we played them. We chose to play them. And one is I trust them to play them when they have 2 fouls in the first half. But we did have to manage that a little bit. So it just means you can't be as aggressive.
I think it was Delaney. She had 2 at the half, 2 fouls at the half.
Yeah.
I think me and Tatum as well.
Tatum.
I might have had 2.
Yep.
Kristen, can you briefly preview Idaho?
Sure. So Idaho is obviously another really good team in our league. They can shoot the 3 really well. They have a post player that I think got injured, so I'm not sure. I don't think that she will be playing, but so they're very much guard-like in kind of how they play the game right now. They'll be like 5 out probably, and they can all shoot the 3. So that'll be the big thing is us defending that 3-point line. Then they have a couple guards that can obviously put it on the floor and go score. New coaching staff there. I actually know that coaching staff, and they do a great job. So looking forward to getting them here on our home court Saturday.